For me, I think, if you're thinking about going into the employment market, it's definitely, important for you to have flexibility, to kind of think about your expertise and your knowledge. It's very important for you to think about where you ultimately want to be. And at this, in this kind of climate we're in, I hear a lot of people say, I don't know what I want to be when I grow up. And I think that's totally fine, because we live in a world now where nobody does the same job for 20, 40 years anymore. We've gone past the kind of industrial age, and we're in a world where things are constantly evolving, and change plays a very big part in what we do. And I think, no matter where you start from, you need to think about where you want to be eventually, or what your kind of career goal is. If you want to travel around and work around, that's totally fine. If you want to stay in the same career for so long, that's totally fine. But wherever you start from and wherever your journey takes you, it's very important to think about what you're learning and what transferable skills you can take on. No experience is bad experience, and eventually, you'll end up going back to where you need to be, as long as you keep your vision in your sight and keep planning, keep evaluating yourself, keep learning, and don't close any doors, because, there might be many ways to get to your ultimate goal. If you close some doors, you might be closing off opportunities to get. So looking for a job, be resilient. Don't give up, because there's always something out there for everyone. Don't say no to additional work within reason. So a lot of the things that I have gone on to do and progressed to do are things that I volunteered for, because I had a little bit of extra time on my hands, and I felt that I could be of value to someone else in the business, or could be of value to my colleagues. And actually it's opened a lot of doors. I wouldn't be working on a few of the projects that I would be working on now, which I enjoy more, if I hadn't put my hand up and said, can I, get involved in this? And sometimes it could be stressful, but if you're starting out in your career, it's very important to try and get yourself into as many things as possible, because you widen your knowledge, you widen your, experience, you kind of widen your networks as well. And, it's definitely important to make sure that you don't say no to any additional work that could be different to what you're doing within reason. Banking has so much to offer in terms of the different roles you can do within. I mean, I work in human resources, and when people think about human resourcing, they think it's just hiring people and, firing people and paying them. And there's a lot more to it. I think that, not just with Barclays, any kind of organisation you work with, you need to really think about the values of the organisation and the culture. Don't stick to what you know, and don't stick to, the people around you all the time. It's very important to network, and a lot of people underestimate the value of networking. I mean, networking is one of the most valuable things that I have ever thought of doing. And, it's just something as simple as maybe joining some of your networks at work. So Barclays has a lot of diversity networks, and it's good to go to their cultural events and learn more about Africa, or Asia, and the clients there, and learning more about products, going to product things, learning more about diversity and how you can support your colleagues in other ways. And it's a great way to meet people and learn about what they do, learn more about their business, learn more about how they can benefit you and how you can benefit them. And I'll definitely say that, sticking to your circle that you already know is great, but it's not valuable in the long term, because people might move on, things might change, and, you might not know who to tap into at that point. So I would definitely say that's the final thing. Make sure you network. Don't say no to networking.